as all NBA seasons come and go, there seems to be a select group of players that get mentioned before the season even begins that are sort of labeled as who is going to be the MVP frontrunners going into the season. And as most of you guys also know, the media and the league itself usually like to only focus on the top 3 players who are in this MVP race. However, that is not what we're going to be doing today, because in this video, we are going to be going through 3 dark horse MVP candidates in the league this year that I feel have a really good shot at actually coming away with the MVP award as the season comes to the end. I'm really excited to get into this video, but before we do, I'm going to do you guys a solid and give you 5 seconds to go down below and subscribe. Like, honestly, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, I don't know what you're doing. We're coming out with brand new NBA content on a daily basis, and while you're down there, don't forget to hit that push notification bell right next to it. That way you guys get notified every single time we post a brand new video here. Also, while you're down there, if you could, don't forget to slap a like on the video as well. I appreciate each and every one of you and all the support you give, you guys. Thank you so much, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, first things first, I just want to address who the 3 frontrunners for the MVP award currently are as I'm making this video, because I am well aware with the dark horse candidates I'm about to list off that some people are going to make the argument in the comments that these guys are actually frontrunners currently, which is okay, and I can definitely see where you are coming from with this argument. However, the current 3 frontrunners according to many odds makers for the MVP award are currently Luka Doncic in first place, followed by Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo rounding out the top 3 for the award right now. And with seeing this top 3, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it was pretty surprising, because with originally seeing this list, my initial reaction was simply just to think of every dark horse candidate that is not getting the media recognition that they deserve, which is why I thought this would be the perfect time to create a video like this to give these guys the credit that I feel they deserve. And with that, my first official dark horse candidate for the 2021 MVP award is none other than Joel Embiid from the Philadelphia 76ers. Through the first 15 games, I think it's very safe to say that Joel Embiid is putting up a strong case for having an MVP caliber season, currently placing his Sixers team at the top spot in the Eastern Conference with a 10-5 record, while also putting up solid averages of 26.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, along with 54.5% overall shooting, along with 37% 3-point shooting, which I think we can all agree are some very solid all-around numbers. And you know, I've been seeing some recognition to Joel Embiid and some talks about him being in the MVP race right now. And you know, it was a little weird to me because looking at the stats that Joel Embiid is putting up this season, they are extremely similar to the numbers he was putting up in the 2018-19 season as well. However, as far as I can remember, there wasn't really any MVP discussions revolving around Joel Embiid that season. And I definitely think what might propel Joel Embiid into these MVP discussions this season is going to have to do with if he can keep his Philadelphia 76ers at the top of the Eastern Conference. Don't get me wrong when I say this, Giannis has been putting up very solid numbers over the course of the last 2 seasons, but I honestly feel like what helped him so much in that MVP race and actually winning it had a lot to do with the fact of the Milwaukee Bucks being the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference and even #1 team in the NBA overall back-to-back seasons, which I feel like is going to also be one of the biggest deciding factors for if Joel Embiid is going to be put into this conversation at the end of the season. As I mentioned, you currently do see that they are the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference 15 games into the 72-game season, and they have had a better start than I feel a lot of people were expecting, but will they be able to hold this standing of one of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference when it's all said and done this year? Because Joel Embiid's numbers are currently good, but they're not insane to the point where that is going to be one of the sole reasons he wins this award. So with that, as I mentioned, we're just going to have to wait and see if Joel Embiid can keep leading this team as the top seed in the East. With that being said, we're now going to move into my second dark horse MVP candidate of the 2021 season, and this is Nikola Jokic. Now, as I just went on that huge rant about team standings, I do know that the Nuggets are currently 7-7 with a 10 seed in the Western Conference, but Nikola Jokic is doing too great of things so far this season to not throw him in as a dark horse candidate. Putting his team's record aside for now, Nikola Jokic is putting up career highs in all 3 major categories of points, rebounds, and assists, with these averages being a very efficient triple-double of 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. Again, we are still very early into the season. There's no telling if these numbers are going to keep up throughout the entire course of it, but what has stood out to me without a doubt the most is Nikola Jokic Jokic's rise in points per game so far. Over the course of the last 3 seasons, Nikola Jokic seemed to maintain an average of about 18 to 20 points per game throughout that entire span. And as we previously mentioned, his points per game have seemed to jump up by 5 this season so far, which, when you think about it, seems to be quite a bit for somebody who is in their 6th season in the NBA. I don't know if you guys have been watching any Nuggets games so far this year, but I personally have watched my fair share, and to watch this 7-foot monster out there on the court literally do everything, it is a pure treat to watch, and I highly recommend you do so very soon. Nikola Jokic has always put up solid all-around numbers throughout his entire career so far, but what is truly going to get him into this MVP discussion, and ultimately if he does win one at some point in his career, is going to be if he can maintain the increase in points per game he has showed us so far this season. Along with their team's record, you guys know I gave this argument for Joel Embiid. I'm not going to say the same thing twice. Let's just say we're going to need to see some record improvement from the Nuggets overall before the season comes to an end. Let's leave it at that. But let's get into our third and final dark horse candidate of the video today. And with this final selection, I'm going with Jayson Tatum. As you guys probably know, the Celtics did hold the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. However, they are now currently 8-5 at the 2 seed while losing 2 straight. And with this team and the safety protocols they have gone through so far, Tatum has missed the last 3 games for this team. But so far in the 10 games he has played for Boston this year, he has been doing everything Celtics fans could ask for and then some, putting up averages of 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists per game while shooting 44% from 3 so far. No matter how you spin it, these are some solid numbers we're seeing from Tatum so far, and it is what a lot of people were hoping for, considering most of you probably remember the run he went on at the end of the regular season last year, along with what he did in the bubble on the Celtics playoff run, and with what they had hoped for, he definitely has delivered, and I personally feel like he's going to continue doing this throughout the course of the season, and from here on out only improve. Along with this, we still got to remember that this dude is not even 23 years old yet as I am recording this. Like, yeah, so far this year, you'll probably say that the odds are against him to win MVP this year, but I can very confidently say that I believe he is going to win at least one MVP award before he is done. I feel like that is inevitable. And if he does happen to do it this year, it would be truly incredible with the competition he is going against. So going forward, just keep your eyes open and see if this man starts to make some noise. He may find his way into the discussion. We'll just have to wait and see. With Tatum being my final dark horse MVP candidate, that is going to mark the end of the video for today. I also want to know, what is one other dark horse MVP candidate I did not mention that you expect to make some noise this season? There's definitely more than 3 dark horses, I can confidently say that, but these are the 3 that I wanted to cover in today's video. So please let me know in the comments, guys. I'm really curious to hear what you have to think. But once again, you guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're coming out with brand new NBA content on a daily basis, covering trending topics, countdowns, what ifs. It's going to be a lot of fun going forward. I'm excited for what the future of this channel holds. But once again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one.